Okay, now it's time to do a reading for Gemini for the week of November 15th through the 21st. Alright, Geminis, let's see what the cards have in store for you. Okay, now I can start reading. Alright. So, okay, Gemini. So, your primary focus is the Strength card reversed, alright? This puts you on notice to keep aware of when you're abusing your power and when you're neglecting your power, okay? Your primary focus for next week is going to be all about knowing how much influence you really have over your environment, and you have a lot. Things you say are going to have a tendency to just come true, whether or not you're talking about yourself or other people. So keep in mind when you are asserting too much force, when you're deciding to interact with others or try and put a project into motion, okay? Too much control or not enough control can kind of let things go a bit haywire. The more pressure you put on a situation, the more pressure you're really putting on yourself is the message of this card, okay? As far as your endings are concerned, you do have the Page of Swords reversed going away, and that has everything to do with you getting rid of, there's probably going to be somebody leaving your life, somebody who's going to have been maybe sabotaging you in some way, either a coworker or a fake friend, somebody who manages to lodge a lot of complaints and damage your reputation. That is finally ending, okay? That person's going to be long gone, alright? The distress over the bastardized forms of communication that this person utilizes against you will also go away. And so therefore you're going to have a chance to build anew. And perhaps the Strength card reversed just says that you don't have to work so hard to overcompensate for that anymore, okay? As far as new beginnings, you do have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. You could be bringing an earth sign into your life that, while hardworking and studious and would be a great financial or possibly even romantic partner, is kind of a dullard. You know, he doesn't really have a life and sees things as a bit too concrete, this Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay? And remember, earth signs, that's a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn, or somebody with those qualities. This could also mean that you could encounter a situation in your professional sphere where this earth sign could possibly show you up just because they're kind of a designated ass kisser or nerd. Okay, so while you're getting rid of the gossip and the bitchy queen, you also have to deal with somebody new who's probably better at their job and might be a little, have some things to teach you, but you might not be willing to listen because they're kind of boring and don't really have a life. Okay, so for as far as work is concerned, you do have the Ace of Cups reversed. So work and money, Ace of Cups reversed. If you are unemployed, you're probably not going to find that new job or a job you're going to fall in love with this week. You're going to find out that your sources are kind of drying up as far as your networking to even seek employment. And so what you might need to do is just settle. Okay, settle. Beggars cannot be choosers at this point in time. This isn't about trying to find your life calling. This is about getting through the winter months. If you are employed, you're going to find yourself losing a deep interest or emotional connection with your work. And the second you lose interest is the second that you're actually going to start losing hours. And so try and keep your morale up. Try and keep finding ways and new people to keep you inspired at work. Because if you let this dry up, your money will dry up, okay? And that's never a good place to be. As far as your love life is concerned, you do have the Knight of Swords upright. Knight of Swords, now that's somebody who thinks of things with a bit more of a technical and intellectual mind. This person also moves very swiftly and precisely. And so, if you are single and looking, you're going to end up finding somebody who's either a student or a scholar of some kind, not necessarily a teacher. A knight isn't exactly a teacher kind of person, but it's definitely somebody who is training to perform a service. They could even work in the military. Either way, they know a lot about what they do and they're very proud of it. You have to decide whether or not somebody with this kind of forceful or kind of not necessarily emotionless, but definitely more mental mind is worth it to you. And they're going to be able to talk about it a lot. If you are committed, expect your partner to try and get you more involved in their personal projects, their personal pursuits, especially their career. They might actually start asking for some honest opinions, and that could actually flare into a bit of conflict when you actually start getting your voice heard about things that you really wanted to keep to yourself for the time being, alright? Blunt honesty is the key here. As far as your social life is concerned, you have the Six of Pentacles reversed. A friend of yours is probably going to be asking for your help, and you're not going to have the means to support them. Not in the sense that, you might not have the emotional fortitude this week, you might not have the money, you might not have the time, and you'll have to deal with that as far as the fact that this friend is not going to know how to take it because they thought they could really count on you. Alright? And so, be sure to do this kindly and see if there's a way to give what you can without kind of breaking your own personal bank, because you've got your own issues, we all do. But if this friend means a lot to you, it's really going to start to bother them when they realize they're running out of people to go to for help and support. As far as the unexpected goes, you have the Five of Cups reversed. Okay. You might end up coming into contact with somebody that you've been mourning the loss of as far as the separation is concerned, and you find that you don't really care anymore. You thought you weren't over it, you thought you were still dealing with it, but in actuality, you're quite done. And you'll find out they're done too. And you can actually take a step forward to kind of move in a more positive direction, okay? And this will actually be something that will be quite uplifting for you. If you are mourning the loss as far as like a death is concerned, a death of a loved one, you're going to find yourself actually dealing with a much more optimistic attitude, which will be very interesting for you, and it'll actually put you in a position to help other people kind of pull themselves out of that mourning, grieving process. As far as your current cycle is concerned, you have the Page of Pentacles, okay? You're going to be inspired to actually take on new ideas as far as maybe even starting your own business this week, or maybe even manufacturing a new position or a new project at work for yourself to undertake. And as you spearhead this project, you'll actually find out it grows into a really exciting enterprise. Okay? It's all about laying the foundations because it is a page. It means that this idea isn't quite ready to become a full manifestation, a full creation. However, you will be able to lay a lot of the groundwork down and you will have a lot of support. Okay? If you're thinking about going back to school, this is also a very good omen for you Geminis, because as far as education is concerned, Pentacle people are all about it. Anyway, Gemini, this has been your forecast. If there's anything else or any other queries you have, just let me know.